Rightio, so we've just arrived out on the Puna tracks and we've been trying to get in touch with the boys. We've been trying to get in touch with Greg. No sign of him, no reply, and we've just come across this. As you can see, it's Greg's car, and no sign of him at all. There was a little bit of blood over there in the tree, and we heard sounded like a bear. This bear noise over there in the bush. So we don't know what's going on so far. All we know is that's Greg's car. It's going to be an exciting trip.
Our Yak Hunters arrive at base camp and await further instructions as to what comes next.
All right, guys, welcome to day one of Yak Hunters TV, episode 5. From here, you guys will be allocated into your working teams. Once you've been given a team, you'll set up your equipment and camp gear for the trip. Team Alpha. Team Alpha will consist of Chad, of Stephen, of Benny, and Ty. Team Bravo. Team Bravo will consist of Juan, Matty S, Matty B, and Danny. Anyone? Yep, this is your campfire.
Alright guys, so we've made it to the beach. Been separated into two teams. We've got Team Alpha and Team Bravo. As part of Team Alpha, myself, there's Chad, we've got Ty, and we've also got Benny.
Fun and games putting this tent together. Hi, I'm Chad Soper, South Australian admin for Yak Hunters, and I've come up here to Queensland to enjoy this survivor trip on the kayaks. The scenery is amazing, as you can tell. Just absolutely loving this place.
Sorry, I'm not helping, but I'm filming. Yeah, the boys.
You watch, I'll come over. How cool is these trees and jungle? You just feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely incredible.
G'day guys, and welcome to episode 5 of Yak Hunters TV. On this trip, you will be required to complete several survival techniques and earn several badges as part of your challenge for this survival trip. Introducing myself, my name's Luke. I'll be one of your instructors during this trip. Also have Andrew, who's ex-ADF, and we'll be teaching you guys all you need to know about survival and living off the land during this episode.
Over the course of the next 4 days, our Yak Hunters will be required to complete certain tasks in order to unlock a unique challenge badge. Each challenge badge comes with its own reward, and if the boys unlock all 4 challenge badges, they'll be surprised with a nice unexpected reward at the end of the trip.
First up is your Flint Fire Challenge lesson. Now, in this lesson, we'll be teaching you guys how to construct a campfire and then start it by using a flint and a simple cotton wool bud as a bit of tinder. But what we'll do now is we'll go through and we'll explain to you guys how to prepare your fires before you even begin to start your campfire. Now, the key to getting a good fire going and maintained is preparation. So what this lesson is about is simply how to prepare for your fire before you attempt to start it.
It's important that our Yak Hunters pay close attention to the lessons provided, as their ability to cook food depends on it. Each team will only be given 1 cotton wool ball each, in which they have 1 chance to light and keep their fire burning. If their fire goes out at any stage, they will not be able to cook any fish caught for the evening.
So there's 3 components to getting a campfire going. And the first part we start with is what's called the tinder. Now, that's not a dating app. It's what you'll need to prepare before you start your campfire. So what I'm going to show you guys now is some examples of how to prepare your tinder and then how to get it going so you can start your fire. Okay, so what we've prepared here, guys, is some examples of your tinder. Now, you can find this stuff in most Australian bushland, and this is very important to get your fire going. Sometimes you might only have 1 shot at that little flame to start a bigger fire, so your tinder is probably the most important part of the fire itself. Now, what we have here is some preparations that we've sourced from the local bushland. Firstly, we have some husk that you can see here from a palm tree. Now, all this simply is the husk from a palm tree that you can shred, and it makes a nice little bird's nest that's nice and dry. It can catch a flame and start your fire going from there. Secondly, what we have is some shavings of tinder, and all this is simply sourced from is by finding a stick, ideally a hardwood stick, grabbing your knife like so, and just simply grinding off the center of that stick to make shavings almost like a sawdust. And if you do this, this is some awesome material to spread on your embers or your flint once the flame is caught. Next, we have some shavings. Now, these are slightly larger, but all we've simply done to source them is get a hard bit of wood. From there, you're going to take longer strokes with your knife and simply pare down and peel those shavings so they come off like a curly piece. And these are handy to add once you've got a little bit of heat and a little bit of sparks. Essentially, what you want to do with the tinder is start from the smallest pieces possible and then slowly work your way up into shavings like these, so you can progress onto the next part of your fire, which is called the kindling.
How you going, guys? Andy from Yak Hunters here. We're just going to be continuing on with the next phase of the fire. It's kindling, and it takes a lot of preparation. This is a key important ingredient to keep that fire going. Let's have a look at the types of kindling here. So we have a really fine Brussels brush that's going to light up really easily and quickly, and it's nice and dry and brittle. And again, you've got another few bits of twigs and sticks here. You have a bit of paper bark. That dry paper bark in strips works really well as well. And then you've got a layer up, which is sort of like a finger width of timber, so it'll burn a bit longer and add a bit more heat and fuel to that starting process.
Andrew now demonstrates the process of starting the fire with a flint, using the cotton wool ball, the tinder and the kindling sourced. Once there's enough heat in the fire, he now adds the third component of preparation, which is the firewood. It's now up to our yak hunters to go out and start their own.
Got the Gerber hatchet. Get some firewood, boys.
Need some big stuff, that's the problem. Not a lot of big stuff yet.
Get some of this husk, paper bar.
I hunt for some firewood, get this fire going. Pretty thick scrub, which is awesome.
Here it goes. Here it goes. Yeah, there's our firewood for the night.
Stuff.
Yeah.
The team return with all their fire materials gathered, but now, under the pressure of drizzling rain, it is crucial that the team prepare their campfire properly. They have one shot of getting this fire going and obtaining the Flint Fire Challenge badge. If the fire fails to start or be maintained, it's going to be a very cold, wet and hungry night for our yak hunters.
Alright, moment of truth.
Now that the fire is underway, our yak hunters can take to the water and do what they do best, fishing to catch their food.
That's a good flatty. Man, that's like fucking chicken of the sea, that shit.
Look at that. Guys, so here's the first tailor for the trip for me. School of Tailor going through where we are at the moment.
As the evening sets in, our yak hunters return to base camp, bringing home their haul of seafood catches, for the day.
All right, guys, congratulations today on unlocking your Flint Fire Badge Challenge. Now that you got this badge, that means you can have a campfire and you're able to cook up your fish in which you've caught today. Well done. What we're going to do now is go through your haul or your trophies of the day. We're going to release all the fish that you've caught into your hands, and we'll see who has put in the hard yards to catch the fish for today's efforts. Andy.
The teams were now handed individually the fish caught for the day. All fish were kept chilled and preserved freshly by the staff in order to ensure our yak hunters weren't eating any spoiled food. The fish were labelled individually and handed to the angler responsible for catching the fish. It's now up to them what they decide to do with it.
An extra type of seafood that you guys found today, and I'll tell you what, these look pretty tasty. One of you blokes managed to find a bunch of rock oysters, and that goes to Ty. Ty, here's your bag of fresh oysters, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, gents, not a bad start to day one. From here, it is up to you how you share your food as a team, whether you keep it individually, whether you like to share it amongst your teammates, and how you cook your seafood is entirely up to you. So let's see your methods that you'll come up with to cook your seafood tonight.
With no cooking utensils provided, the teams must come up with a way to cook their fish using natural resources around them. And there's a few ideas that hatch amongst the members.
Okay, so method for cooking the fish that I'm going to try tonight is pretty much going to dig out a pit, going to put some hot coals on the bottom, then we're going to wet some paper bark, put a layer of paper bark on and the fish on top, wet some more paper bark, that goes on top of the fish, makes it like a steamer, and then more hot coals on top, cover it over and let it cook for 20 minutes or so, I suppose.
Yeah, I was going to just cook my flathead over the coals. I was just going to put it on this skewer and try and, rotate it around like a little rotisserie over the coals and see how I go. Maybe be ready in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know, see how we go.
Team Alpha comes up with a pretty crafty idea on how to make serving plates for their food using natural resources found in the area.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty.
There we go, guys. Doesn't get much fresher than that. Tastes absolutely amazing. So good.
Oh, let's get
bad boys. Yeah, the face says it all.